Hey guys, it's me, Tiffany Nims, the Alpha Empath, and I am your relationship coach. So I'm about to start teaching my 7 o'clock class, which is called Spiritual Economics, where we teach everybody the economics of managing your personal relationship with yourself and then your personal relationships with other people. But I am babysitting these children. And there's this beautiful little girl over here. Her name is Sanai. She is absolutely adorable. When I tell y'all this girl is adorable, she's adorable. I'm babysitting her because just trying to be a village-minded woman. And she reminded me of my relationship with my daughter. And as I was watching her, I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw like a little TikTok of black women, six generations, and it seemed like they all liked each other. And I realized that especially in my family, women live long, but we don't get along at all. My grandmother couldn't stand my great-grandmother Medea. My mama couldn't stand my grandmother Florine. I can't stand my mama. My daughter can't stand me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is it that you can have a whole line of black women and they can't stand each other? What kind of generational curse breaking shit is going on here? Now, I consider myself a curse breaker, and I've broken several. I broke in the teenage pregnancy, ain't graduating from high school, ain't going to college, being raped and molested in your mama's house. I've broken so many generational curses, but that's one that I have not broken. So I got to thinking about it as I was playing with this little pretty baby girl. I said, why does this cycle keep happening over and over again? And I said, why did I resent my mother so much? Why did I resent her? Well, one of the reasons why I resented my mother is because my mother had created a life. She was on drugs because she was trying to escape her life. She had so much trauma. She was trying to escape her life, and she ended up living out her childhood when I was supposed to be living out mine. You see, my mother got pregnant at the age of 13. So she had to become a mother before she had even finished being a child. So she got pregnant with twins. She didn't get pregnant with one child. She got pregnant with two, okay? And then she had me, and then she was pregnant. It seems like every year she had about 4 miscarriages, but altogether she has 5 daughters. 5 daughters. And as soon as, she got into her late 20s, 30s, she was like, okay, it's time for me to live my life. And I was the oldest child. And I needed to help out. And let me tell you something. If you are an oldest child, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you should help your mama. You should help your mama, okay? And I didn't mind helping my mom. Here was the problem. I was with my sisters, Shantae and Michelle, all the time. And I remember thinking, man, I can't hardly even get away from them. I love them and everything. Now, I didn't know that it was something, there was nothing wrong with me feeling that way. I used to feel guilty about it. And I remember thinking, these your damn children, why I gotta watch them all the goddamn time? Well, here's the truth. My mother had gotten impregnated with men that could not help her take care of her children. So she pulled me in to the responsibility that was actually supposed to be carried by the men that she slept with. That's the truth. So I ended up carrying his load. That's what I ended up doing. And then I kept seeing my mom attract worthless ass men. And I'm thinking, I'm already helping you with the 2 you got. What you trying to do? Have some more? I resented the fact that every time I wanted to go with my friends, I had to bring my sisters with me. Now, I love my sisters. Don't get shit twisted. I love my sisters, but I resented the fact they weren't like sisters to me. They were more like burdens to me. And then here I go, and I have my baby girl. That's my son there, okay? And I made the same mistake that my mama did. I ended up having a child with a man that was not going to be there to help me take care of my daughter, okay? Now, thankfully, my baby girl was the baby. She was the baby. So she wasn't pulled in to take care of nobody. That little heifer was spoiled rotten. She really was. She was spoiled like rotten, okay? But my son, I have an older son. He's actually 3 years older than my baby girl. And I had to think back. I said, okay, did I put too much responsibility on my son, Marcus? Because another thing that we do when we don't get the right person to have children with, sometimes we'll make our son be our surrogate husband. Because the man is not there to be the surrogate husband. So we'll end up making the son, we'll put way more responsibility on him while he's supposed to be a kid. And we'll start saying stupid shit to him like, you supposed to be the man of the house. Well, when the fuck is he supposed to be a kid? Like, seriously, when is he supposed to be a kid? I laid up. And I had 2 children with no fatherly support. And I was trying to put that responsibility on my son. And he's only 3 years older than my daughter. I was out of line. I was fucking out of line. And I couldn't really ask my mom for help. And the reason why I couldn't ask my mom for help is because by the time I was having children, my mom was living her best life because she was reliving her childhood days that had been skipped. So now I don't have anybody to help me because my mom is acting like, she acting like she a teenager because she's reliving her youth. I'm supposed to, have village support. I don't have a father for my children. I don't have village support. I don't have anything. And I'm thinking, I need help. Now, thankfully, I had a smart father. So my father came to me. He said, baby, the problem is you need help with these children. So my father actually told me, he said, come over here and live with me. Your children will never have to come home to an empty home. That you won't have to do everything because children need to be raised by the village. So my father gave me that. He gave me that. Now I have Yakin. Now listen, Yakin is 7 years old, but I only have 1 baby right now. My other 2 children are adults, and that is enough for me. But I remember the time when I had 2 children that were only 3 years apart. And let me tell y'all something, it was very fucking hard, and I didn't really have help from the women in my family that were supposed to help me, so I resented them. Now, why doesn't my baby girl have a good relationship with me? Here's a truth bomb for you. And y'all can say what y'all want. Ain't nobody gonna drag me no goddamn where. But let me tell you something. It is much easier to love. You're gonna love all your children, but it's much easier to like children when you are in love with their fathers. But when you sitting up here just having sex and accidentally getting pregnant and you end up bearing a child that reminds you of the man that you can't stand, it's a big burden. It's a big burden, but you got to be a woman and woman the fuck up and say, I made this decision. I created a life that's hard for me to live, but I fucking created it. And now I brought another person into this world and I need to break this generational curse. I got to try harder. I got to do more. And I got to learn by my mistakes. So when I look at my younger children, I got to say, okay, this curse got to stop with me. The first thing that has to happen is I got to make sure that I don't create a life that's so horrible that my young child doesn't go out at the age of 13, 14, and 15 and seek a man to fuck so she can get away from me. I got to make sure that I don't create that for her. Because if I create that for her, then the process starts again. She ends up being pregnant at a young age. When she's bearing these children, I'm trying to live my best life because I done already raised my children and I can't help her. See, this has to stop. So I'm going to be talking about that tonight. There's a lot of unraveling that needs to be brought out when it talks about mother-daughter dynamics. But ladies, if you want to heal the world, the first person that you got to heal is the woman. That's the first person that you got to heal. So it's Thanksgiving and me and my sister was on the phone talking about how we can't invite our mama. We got to fix that shit. Now, Shantae and Michelle, I know y'all listen to this. I love y'all, but we got to invite mama. We're going to discuss it. I love y'all and I will talk to you soon. I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock for Spiritual Economics. Bye, guys.